You were talking just now about Skype and folks trying to develop open source alternatives to Skype. And in a large measure, that's where Talky came from. We actually use some of the Jitsi components to put Talky together. It's something that a lot of people are passionate about, having more open alternatives to some of the big closed systems like Skype. And we can talk about some of the technologies that we're working on to try to get around some of the challenges. I think the Jitsi folks have been working on some of the recording stuff as well. And we actually use some of the Jabber XMPP technologies that I talked with you about last time, those many years ago. So there are some connections, some continuity with some of the projects that you're probably more familiar with over the years.
So the closest thing that I could see to describe this as would be, say, Google Hangouts, because you've got the ability to have multiple people on the screen. You've got you can do screen sharing, you can do chat. What does this have that Google Hangouts doesn't, other than it being open source and we can do what we want to with it?
Well, we have actually recently redeployed Talky, so we re-architected it using the Jitsi video bridge for the media. We can scale up to, we've tested typically about 15, 20 people. Hangouts right now is limited to a lot. They tend to limit it to about 10. That's not a huge differentiator for most folks, simply because how many people really need to have a team meeting with 20 people in the conference, right? Most people use Hangouts or Talky for smaller sessions. I think one thing that differentiates something like Talky or Jitsi Meet from Hangouts is that it's easier to use, right? You're not integrated with the whole account management system like you are in Skype or Google Hangouts, where you have to add someone. Are they in my circles? All that kind of stuff can be kind of confusing to folks. Whereas something like Talky or Jitsi Meet, you just go to this URL and there you are in the conference. So it's in that sense, I think it's a lot easier for people to use, and they like the user-friendly aspect of it.
So this is a hosted solution. Would I ever want to download this and run it on my own server?
Well, we have been working on that. We built it originally as the hosted service. So Talky right now is deployed in the cloud, and we do have versions of it that some customers of ours being And Yet, which is the folks who have built Talky. We do have an on-premise version. All of the components are open source, so we use an XMPP server called Prosody. We use the Jitsi video bridge. We use a turn server, and I can get into how all that stuff kind of works together. We use a turn server called
also realize
ReStudy.
It's it's peer-to-peer for one-on-one sessions. It only uses the video bridge when you get above one-to-one.
And how do you scale something like that if you use the hosted version?
Well, scaling it's a classic scaling for audio video. You need to have everybody talking to the same server because it's video. The bridge requires that, so we monitor the number of connections that are available and just add on new servers for the video bridge. The scaling for the Prosody and the Stun server, they have a higher threshold for their user count. So typically there's more video bridges than there are Prosody or Stun server bridges, Stun turn servers. So we just monitor them, and when the threshold exceeds 70%, we just add on another server.
And is this hosted like at EC2 or some other sort of service?
Well, we tried putting the video bridge on virtual servers early on, and when you start getting into thousands of people using the video bridge, the virtual servers all start having a network lag that causes problems, causes audio glitches, causes latency. So the video bridge is now everything right now is hosted on Rackspace, because Rackspace has a blend of on-metal servers is what they call it, and also virtual servers. So that all that is still inside of our internal subnet for the product, but we can mix virtual with bare metal servers.